So I had opportunity for his darshan and his amazing. I don't know. Have any of you seen his altar? Amazing altar, amazing shilas, happy Gornitai, amazing devotee. I'll have to take birth 10 times to approach what he's done for Prabhupada. Such wonderful devotee and humble. So let me offer obeisances to Srila Prabhupada. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharani Nivishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatani Vancha Kalpatubhishta Kripa Sindhuve Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha. I couldn't decide what to speak on, so I thought, let me ask you. Is there any particular topic that would be good for discussion today? We say sugar is sweet no matter where you taste it, but where shall we taste?
I was thinking that, especially we grihastas, because we also work outside, there's always that tendency to become a little loose, maybe on our practices, take it a little lightly. So maybe if you can inspire us so that we can become very serious and very strong.
This is my life. Last class I gave was for the brahmacharis. And we have to say the dangers of grihasta ashram. But there's two sides to every story, right? Thank you. Just like it said, that man is like butter and woman is like fire. And when you put fire and butter together, the butter melts. But there's something very good that comes from butter and fire. What is that? Ghee. Right? With ghee we perform sacrifice. We cook delicious food for the Lord. So some very excellent, super excellent things come from the combination of man and woman in grihasta ashram. That is beautiful children, support of our institutions, because the whole responsibility for the progress of our institutions is resting on the shoulders of grihasta ashram. How are these big temples coming? From the brahmacharis? Sannyasis? No. They have different dharma. Grihasta dharma means one of the duties of grihasta dharma is charity. All these big temples are coming up from grihastas, successful, generous, good-hearted grihasta devotees. So many wonderful things come from grihasta ashram. And if we ask people, someone may come, they say, oh, it's a beautiful temple, beautiful books, nice devotees. But where is an example of Krishna consciousness? What does it mean, practically, to be Krishna conscious? Shall we show brahmachari ashram? People aren't interested from brahmachari ashram. They want to see happy, prosperous, peace of mind. They want to see these things. Where do we find that? In grihasta ashram. Grihasta ashram. So is it distracting? Yes. Because there are many responsibilities in there. Social responsibilities, economic responsibilities. Responsibilities, husband towards wife, wife towards husband and wife towards children, to family members. Many responsibilities are there in grihasta ashram. But 7 out of 5 mahajans are grihastas. No? Do we discriminate? Bhaktivinoda Thakur had 11 children. But what was his mentality? What was his thought process? Manasa deho geho yokichamo arpimantua pade nandakishore. Oh, Nandakishore. Whatever little I call my own, my home, my body, my mind, whatever I have within my hand, I offer to you. Arpimantua Nandakishore. I offer to you. This is grihasta ashram. And if someone has that mentality, how is he different from a sannyasi? There's no difference. Is it that only sannyasis, brahmacharis go back to Godhead? Women are exempt? Grihastas are exempt? No. Everyone goes back. Mam hi parta vipasyatya ye pisu papayoni astriyo vaishtatas ujas te piyanti param gatim. Param gatim. Everyone goes back. Whoever takes shelter of Krishna, regardless of one's material circumstance. And what does sannyas ashram mean? What does it mean to be sannyasi? You have danda and you have saffron cloths. Does that make the sannyasi? Dress doesn't make a sannyasi. Sannyasa is a consciousness. I'm not, what is this? Anashritya, first verse, 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Anashritya karma phalam. Krishna defines what is sannyas. Anashritya karma phalam karyam karma karotija. So sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragnir na chakriya. Who is a sannyasi? First thing, anashritya karma. He doesn't take shelter of the fruits of his work. Karma phalam. What does that mean practically? Paycheck. Material life means people think, I have money. All my problems are over if I just get enough money. Brighter than sunshine, sweeter than honey, money, money, money. Paisa sab kuch hai. Does it solve can money solve our problems in life? Money is always a problem. If you have money, then you think, how will I keep my money? My family wants my money. My wife, my husband, my kids, the government, the thief, everyone wants my, how will I keep my money? And if you don't have money, that's also a big problem, right? So what is money for? Lakshmi is meant for Narayan. So first principle, sannyas, anashritya karma phalam. Don't take shelter of the fruits of your labor. But karyam karma karotija. Karyam karma means your obligatory work. We're obliged by our own karma. From the moment of conception, our karma unfolds. We're obliged in this world by many things. And in grihasta ashram, we have many obligations. So it's not that sannyas life means you forget about all of that. That was Arjuna's idea. Krishna asked him, Nimitamatim Bhavasabhyasachan, that you fight, do this duty, I'm asking you to do it. Arjuna said, no, I'm going to the forest. I renounce my responsibility as a Kshatriya. This isn't spiritual life. Arjuna had to be corrected. Asochanan vasochastam pragyavadam sivasas agatasam agatasam cha nanasuchanti panditaha. That you're speaking like a learned man, Arjuna, but you're a fool. I'm asking you to do this, so please do it. He had activity, karma to do, obligatory work to do. Karyam karma, karoti. Krishna says, do your karma as you're obliged. But how? Bhagavatam says, Atak pumbir dvija shrishta varnashrama vibhagasa svanushitasya dharmasya sansadhir haritoshanam. We have sanushitasya dharma. Everyone's born with a particular dharma, a particular nature, particular activity, responsibility. Do that for what? For what objective? Haritoshanam. Just to please the Lord. Arjuna thought, I'll please the Lord, I'll be a dharmic person by leaving the battlefield. Krishna said, no. Utishta, get up and fight. Do your duty. I'm asking you to do it, do it. So this is sannyas, anashritya karma and karyam karma. Obligatory work. So sannyasi cha yogi cha. This person is a sannyasi. He is a yogi, not the person who lights no fire and performs no work. As grihastas, we have relationship with fire. Ask any lady sitting in the heat of summer, in the kitchen, you have a relationship with fire. If we don't have relationship with fire, how do we eat? Grihastha life means we have we have a home where we cook food, we offer to Bhagwan, and we eat. Grihastha life means we have relationship with fire. Stopping that relation with fire doesn't make you a sannyasi. Not having a home doesn't make you a sannyasi. Otherwise, every bhikkhari on the street is a sannyasi. No. Light no fire and perform no work. If you have no occupation, if you're not doing anything, if you're loitering on the street, does that make you sannyasi? This is sannyas, anashritya karma, not taking shelter of any other thing or any other person besides the Lord, and doing your obligatory work. This is sannyas. So grihasta is as good as a sannyasi. A Mataji changing diapers and cooking for family can be sannyasi because they're pleasing the Lord. Sadhasiddhir, Haritoshanam. They're giving satisfaction to Hari. They're being liberated. They're being taken back to Godhead. Is there any higher objective in life? There is not. This is the perfection of life. This is why we perform our grihasta duties, to go back to Godhead. No other reason. And if we have that consciousness, that Krishna consciousness, then we go back. We're equally available, equally qualified to go back to Godhead. Krishna tells us in Bhagavad Gita, very nice series of verses, the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He says, you offer me something. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. Yomi bhaktya parachiti. Kadaham bhakti paritam ashnami priyatatmana. He says, offer me even the smallest thing, a leaf, a flower, fruit, or water, with devotion. I will accept it. Is Krishna in need of water? Atlantic Ocean is there, Indian Ocean, Mediterranean Sea, Red Sea, Caspian Sea, Pacific Ocean. Billions, unlimited liters of water is there. Why is he asking for water? And when the season changes, the trees become overburdened with flowers and fruits. Why is he asking flowers and fruits? Is he in need? Is Bhagwan in need? Or patram pushpam phalam, deepam dupam naivedyam? Is he in need? What does he really want? Our bhakti. The smallest thing. Like if your child comes to you, says, oh Pita, oh Mata, take this toffee, it's so tasty, you please have one. Ah, offered with love. My child loves me. Something like that. What can you give to God? It's all His. It's His creation. What can you give to Him? Nothing except our love. So if He's asking patum pushpa, leaf, flower, fruit, or water, does that mean I'll give Bhagwan one lota, one katori with water, and one tulsi leaf? And I will take samosa and pakora and halwa and rasgulla and burfi and sai paneer. And he just said, give me water. I gave him water. Now I will eat. So he says, yat koroshi yadhashtasi, yashtavosi jadhasi, yat tapasyasi konteya mat puriswa madarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer or give away, whatever austerity you perform, madarpanam, offer to me. So we prepare nice, delicious food stuff. We offer to the Lord. And we offer to devotees. Because this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement. This is what we do. We chant Hare Krishna, we dance, and we eat. We're worshipping Lord Jagannath. Lord Jagannath's fingers are never dry. So we're eating what they call Kaniwali Bhagawan. Kanawali Bhagawan. You're eating Lord and dancing Lord. So we take prasadam, offer to Krishna. Yadashnasi. And what is the result? What is the next verse? Who knows? Who knows the next verse? Anybody? Shubha palar palareva mokshase karma bandhanai sannyasa yoga yukta atma vimukta mam upaisase. This is the amazing result of the simple thing. Offering something to Krishna, offering your life to Krishna, whatever you do to Krishna. Become free, shubh and ashubh. Piety and impiety. Good and bad. Positive and negative. Because good karma is bad karma. Why is good karma bad karma? Who knows? Prabhu.
Because we need to take the fruits of that good karma. For that, we need to continue.
You'll be born again. So good karma is bad karma. You better do it for Krishna. Or you'll come back again. You may come back as Mr. Ambani or Mr. Ford, but you'll come back. Better to leave and never come back. Takta deham punar janma, naiti mameti sarjana. So good karma is bad karma. But shubha shubha phalani moksha se karma bandhanai. You become free from the bondage of karma. Jagatat kamanonyata lokayam karma tadartam karma kuntaya. Mukta sangha sama. Tadartam means for Krishna, for his interest, for his happiness, for his satisfaction. So moksha se karma sannyasa yoga yuktatma. This person is yogi. He's practicing yoga. Vimokto mam upaishasi. He's liberated. And mam upaishasi. He comes back to me. What more do we want in life? What more do we want in life? Such a simple thing. Offer Krishna something. Whatever you do, offer to him. You become free from karma. Become free from the bondage of karma. And you're liberated. And then the last breath comes, you go back to Godhead. What more can we expect in life? Is there a higher destination? A higher objective? Anyone knows? Is there anything higher? There's nothing higher. Nothing higher. Foolish people think, I'll do yajna, I'll do worship the devatas, I'll give charity, I'll build up big karmic balance, and I will enjoy. But rich man or poor man, still you're going to die like a dog. Even a dog has to die. Whereas the dogs of Bharat are special dogs, because they'll go up. But the so-called aristocratic people in America, big people, President Trump will be born as a dog. And yes, I know this is being recorded. I stand by my words. So this is our life. This is a wonderful life of Krishna consciousness that embraces all classes of people. Spiritual life isn't just for the tyagis, the brahmacharis and sannyasis. Everyone goes back home, back to Godhead. And this is the face we have to show to society. Because people think, like I was just talking to the brahmacharis, and they have this problem. Because their parents, when parents come to know, they join the ashram, oh my God, my son has become a sannyasi. Such a disaster has struck my life. My son has become sannyasi. His son stole my son. It's the greatest blessing. If a son or daughter becomes a devotee, a parent cannot hope for any greater blessing. That your child has brought such fame, such punya to your family to become a devotee. It's the greatest blessing. That people think, oh, they become sannyasi. Such a horrible, horrible thing. Greatest blessing. So whatever we do to satisfy the Lord. Because this is our objective in life. We want to go back to Godhead. Anyone can go who takes to this process. It is applicable for all classes of people. Anyone gets to go. But the process is simple. Take shelter of Krishna. Chant his name. Live a holy life. Make progress. This is another thing that sometimes confuses devotees. That they expect immediate result. But I've been chanting Hare Krishna now for 10 years, and the tears aren't coming, the hairs aren't standing on end, my voice isn't choked up. What's wrong with the process? Is it so easy? Is prema like a fruit you can pick off a tree? Yes, I'll become premi bhakta. Utsahan nischayat dharyat. You have to be patient. Result will come, guaranteed. Asanshaya. We have to be patient. And what other lifestyle shall we choose? Where in the world do you find people that fold their hands to you and call you Mataji, Prabhuji, that bow down to you? They want to feed you. They want to see you happy. They want to educate you. They want to see you go back to Godhead. Where will you find a society like that? Outside these doors, no one gives a damn whether you live or whether you die. We have such wonderful association of devotees who care about you, who love you. We should learn to show people what is Krishna consciousness. It's not just about renunciation. Spiritual life isn't just about renunciation, because renunciation will not give you prema. In millions of lifetimes, renunciation will not give you prema. Otherwise, these Mayavadi sannyasis who live very renounced lifestyle, are they all prema bhaktis? Prema bhaktas? No. They live, if they eat one rasgula, they think they've fallen down. Prachena sadhana, very heavy sadhana. But are they getting prema? You'll not get prema from renunciation. You'll not get prema from yoga. You'll not get prema from karma. We get prema from nama. The fruit of Krishna nama is Krishna prema. And anyone can chant Krishna's name with love, devotion, steadiness, affection. The result of Krishna nama is Krishna prema. But our chanting has to be with feeling for Krishna. Because nama chintamani Krishna's chaitanya rasa vigraha. Purna shuddha nitya mukta vinatam nama namino. That Krishna and Krishna's name, person Krishna and name Krishna are the same. But there's one difference between Krishna person and Krishna name. What is that? Holy name is more merciful. We should take advantage of that mercy and understand Krishna to be personally present when we vibrate his name. But our disease, Hridaya vidvishamiha janina raga. We have no raga, no love for Krishna. So sometimes we're chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Isn't it all guilty? I'm guilty. We're all guilty. Because we're not appreciating Krishna is present. If Prime Minister Modi come through that door, we go, hey, Narendra, how's it going, man? Is that how we react? We stand up, we fold our hands, such a pious, powerful man has come. He's present. If you ignore his presence, it'd be offensive. But we ignore the presence of the Lord in his form of sound when we vibrate the syllables of the holy name. Because the holy name is not a combination of syllables. The holy name is personally present in the form of Shuddhanam. So our struggle is that. This is the formula for prema. And Prabhupada, there's a nice story also about the formula for prema. Prabhupada had one very dear godbrother friend. His name was Adikeshav Prabhu, Odbihari Kapoor. So Adikeshav Prabhu used to visit Srila Prabhupada in his Allahabad, Prayagraj business, where he had his pharmaceutical business. And he'd joke with Prabhupada that I see you have so many gutikas and churnas and syrups and elixirs and pills. And do you have some medicine that will give me Krishna prema? Prabhupada said, joked back, said, no, I don't have any such medicine. But I know the formula. What is the formula? Tranadapi sunechena turarapi sarishana amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Prabhupada said this is the formula for Krishna prema. To be able to chant Sadahari, to always be able to chant Krishna's name. Be humble. Don't be proud. Pride is a symptom of demoniac mentality. Ishwaraham aham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi. Ishwaraham, I'm the boss. Do what I say, buckle under my way or the highway. This is demoniac mentality. Aham bhogi, I'm the enjoyer. This world is meant for my pleasure. Siddhoham, I'm perfect. Don't you dare criticize me because I'm perfect. I know everything. Balavan, I'm very powerful. One of these big weightlifter guys I have to laugh when I'm in your big cities. They're opening these weightlifting studios in Bharat. You have the picture of these big, huge muscle guys like, "Arr." So one of these guys, he thought, I'm so powerful. He was walking on the streets, tripped on the sidewalk, hit his head, died. How powerful was he? But they think, Balavan, I'm very powerful. And because I'm perfect, powerful, I'm so happy, Sukhi. This is mentality of a materialistic person. So we reject that. We try to be humble, meek and humble. Krishna kirtana gana nartana paro premamritam nidhi. Dhira dhira janapriyo priyakaro nirmatsaro ujito. The six Goswamis were dear to everyone because they were humble. Dhira and adhira. Well, they all loved the six Goswamis because they're nirmatsarata. Nirmatsarata means one who is unable to tolerate the progress of another person. If you see someone making more money than you, then your heart burns in envy. Oh, why not me? Why he gets that so much money? Why is his wife beautiful? Why are his kids smart? Why he has that car and not my car? His position, my position. It's all nonsense thinking. It's called matsarata. You can't stand to see the progress of another person. We reject this. Spiritual life means nirmatsarata. To be non-envious. To be happy to see another person progress. And as a society of devotees, we should be happy when we see another devotee progressing. If there's a birth of a child, a marriage, a promotion, some progress in business, we should be happy for each other. Because we're devotees. We reject this idea of matsarata, of envy, because there's no place for that in the spiritual life. So grihasta ashram is ashram, a place where we find shelter. And everyone has their contribution. Husband makes contribution, wife makes contribution. Everyone is benefited. Children make contribution also. Everyone has their duty. But Krishna is the center. A person examining the activities of a Krishna conscious family and comparing them to the activities of a non-Krishna conscious family, practically speaking, they're the same. You get up in the morning, take care of your body, you go about your business, you go to work, you come home, you eat, you sleep, you have family time. Same. But Krishna is the center in devotional life. Srila Prabhupada gave a very beautiful example. He said if there is a still pond of water, very still, windless day, like a mirror, surface of a mirror, still water, and you toss one stone, it'll make very beautiful concentric rings. Thousands of them. Have you ever seen? It's very beautiful, actually. They study this in physics, wave theory. But if you toss a handful of stones, then there's all discord. With one center, you can fit thousands of circles around one center. Around the Krishna center, you can put family and occupation and wealth and car and home and friends and social obligations, everything around one center. This is Krishna consciousness. So our lives are inconceivably blessed, making just this with a simple addition of Krishna, making him the center of our life. Because everything is his. He tells us in Bhagavad Gita, Bhumera panalo vayu kamano buddhirevacha ahankara itiyame binna prakriti rashtana aparayamitasthanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhuta mahabaho de yatidam jayate jala. That earth, water, air, fire, earth, water, fire, ether, mind, intellect, ego, buddhi, mana, hankar. It's all mine. It's my energy. What is it? What is it we think we own in this material world? Everything we see in our experience, the stone, the metal, the glass, the air, the wood, the fiber, it's all his energy. We say, oh, this is brass, it is a kartal. Think deeper, what is it? Oh, brass means it's tin and zinc and copper. Go deeper, what is copper? It's molecules. electrons, neutrons, protons, and they're all. What makes them do that? Where does that come from? What is it? Krishna says, my binna prakriti, it's my separated material energy. Idam hi vishvam bhagavani vetara. Bhagavatam says, there's nothing but Krishna. The whole universe is Krishna. Where isn't Krishna? But we're like drowning men, drowning in the ocean, saying, where is water? Where is Krishna? Ask Hiranyakashipu. Where is your Lord? Where is your Krishna? Where is your Vishnu? Is he here in this pillar? Yes, he is there. Where isn't Krishna? Is everywhere. So if we have this understanding, then our whole life in any ashram becomes full of happiness. But because we think it is mine, it is me, it is I, and it is mine. I, me, mine. This mantra will make you unhappy life after life, guaranteed. I, me, mine mantra. It is I, it is me, and it is mine. What is ours? We come to this world naked, and we'll die with nothing. We come with nothing, and we'll leave with nothing. Correct? Is this a philosophical precept? Like part of our ISKCON philosophy, Bhagavad philosophy? These are naked truths. We're born with nothing, and we leave with nothing. But in the meantime, we think, this is mine, this is mine. I was just in Surat when a very nice Gujarati gentleman invited me to come. So I said, come, he sent me a ticket. So he has some little hankar. He was showing me his property. This is my land, this is my land, this is my house, this is mine, this is mine. I said, Vijay, what is yours? The land was there before you were born. The land will be there after you die, and you think it is yours. The same principle applies to our own body, isn't it? This is all Kshetra. This is also field of activities, this wonderful body. It is my body. Is it mine? It can be taken from me in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. A friend of mine is a very amazing devotee. He was a #1 book distributor in America 2 years in a row. He married, had a nice relationship with his wife. They went out to visit her father on the occasion of his birthday. It's her father's birthday. So they flew out to Los Angeles. They're sitting at the table, birthday cake, ice cream, happy birthday, balloons, happy family time. She fell out of her chair, dead. From happy family time, joy and family happiness, to inconceivable, inconsolable grief in a flash, in a second. This is the material world. We forget. It may be your life, it may be my life. Is there any guarantee that any of us walk out this door? There is none. So there's an urgency to Krishna consciousness also. So in any ashram, we should practice sincere Krishna bhakti, understanding that this body isn't mine, and all the things related to my body is not mine. But whatever comes, I accept. Prabhupada's father would say, God has 10 hands. If he wants to give you with his 10 hands, how much can you accept with your 2 hands? And if he wants to take from you with his 10 hands, how much can you hold on to with your 2 hands? What is the solution? We take our 2 hands and we do this. And you give me, you take away from me. I'm yours. In my bodies, they pray. Aham brahmasmi. Siddhoham. What is this? Aham brahmasmi. Tat tvamasi. That I am you. They want to be Krishna. Of course, this is abject foolishness. This is like saying, this Prabhuji is Indian. What is your name, Prabhuji? Pramod Gopinath. Beautiful name. Pramod Gopinath Prabhu is an Indian. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi is an Indian. So Pramod Gopinath is Prime Minister Modi. He's Indian, you're both Indian, so you're the same. I am Brahma, Krishna is Brahma, I am Krishna. Does that make sense? Do something! This is the most unfortunate thing. Your country, I love your country. I've accepted your country as my country. That's a great blessing in my life. My objective is to live and die in your country, rest of my life. But most disturbing thing, your country is churning out new Bhagawans every month. There's a new Bhagawan. So they say Aham Brahmasmi. But do something. What can you do? What can you do? I was invited to a temple of Jagannath Mandir opening in Orissa. And the Shankaracharya of Puri was coming. So he arrived with three Tata Sumos, Tata Sumos, with armed guards with automatic weapons to guard him. He says, I'm God. Aham Brahmasmi. So we worship Gopal. He's a very gentle boy. And he's very expert at killing demons, but we never see pictures of Gopal with armed guards with automatic weapons. So the revered pontiff came on the stage and was giving a very long, boring lecture, but he had to leave the stage because it seems that God, in all his power and majesty, can't hold his own water. He had to go pass urine. Do something. Krishna lifted Giriraj, Govardhan, 7 years old, 1 week, holding on his little finger. Lift me. Can you lift me on your little finger? Do something. When I was lecturing at Hindu temple, a nice relationship with the Hindu temple in Charlotte. The head priest there is the grandson of the devotee in Hyderabad that did the deity installation of our Radha Krishna deities and welcomed Prabhupada. He walked in, oh, I'm the grandson of such and such Bhattacharya. So I was lecturing, I asked for questions. A man stood up and says, actually, I am Bhagavan. I said, oh, I'm so happy to meet you. So there was a flower. I picked one flower petal. I said, sir, I have a question for you. The Bhagavan I know is maintaining Jupiter and Mars and Venus and Saturn and Mercury and Sun and Moon. They're hanging in the sky by his power. This is a flower petal. I'm going to drop it. I want you, please, make it float. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. No? Want to try again? Come on, Bhagavan. What can they do? Big talk, this big talk, bakwas. Big talk. They can't do anything. They claim to be Bhagavan, but they can't live the life of Bhagavan. So we challenge these people. We should openly challenge them. Not in a rude way, but we should challenge them. Because this society for Krishna consciousness is meant to establish. We pray to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. Rupa Nuga Virudhava Siddhanta Dvanta Harine. To challenge. He declared totalitarian war on any conception of life that contradicted the understanding of Srila Rupa Goswami. So we have an objective. And this is the common denominator of all ashrams in our ISKCON society, is that we should all be teaching Krishna Bhakti. Matajis can be very powerful teachers of Krishna Bhakti. Children can teach. Men can teach. Brahmacharis can teach. Grihastas can teach. Yari Daike Tarikaha Krishna Upadesh. Wherever you go and whomever you meet, give them Krishna Upadesh. This is our family business. It's what we do. We chant, we take prasada, and we teach. And for this simple thing, we qualify ourselves to leave this world and go back to Godhead. What more do we want in life? Is there anything more? There's not. This is a beautiful legacy that was given to us by Srila Prabhupada. So I don't want to just talk. Does anyone have any question or comment, correction if I made any mistake? What is it? What is your schedule? I'm not even sure your schedule. Not only am I late, but I'm not even sure what is your schedule. You had some question.
You can continue on.
What is your schedule?
8:30.
Oh, 8:30. Okay. You're stuck with me for another half an hour. Ha, gotcha. Captive, captive audience. I should say this. I used to do jail preaching. So I said, this is captive audience. It's an amazing thing because our books circulate through the jails like anything. One Back to Godhead magazine will get read 30, 40 times, 30, 40 different people. And I had experience with two different inmates because they make some serious offense. They get life sentence sometimes, 20 years, 30 years. They find themselves in prison and they become so despondent. They think, what is the point of living? They want to commit suicide. Two different devotees. They're on the point of suicide. They get Back to Godhead magazine, your Bhagavad Darshan. They read that, become devotees. It's the greatest blessing in the form of the greatest unhappiness. Krishna completely removed every opportunity for sense gratification, being locked in prison, but gave himself in the form of Krishna Bhakti. So we used to do this preaching. I walked into the room in one prison, first time I was there. They had all BBT art on the walls. Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada. They had deities, Varnitai deities, deity of Prabhupada. They had Mridanga, Kartal, all of Prabhupada's books, Agarbati's burning. I'm thinking, wow, how did this happen? Everything from our book distribution. They took the address of Krishna, the Krishna.com, and as a Hindu organization, they can order paraphernalia for their group. But they never met a devotee. Said, these are our Garnaitai. You're what? Garnaitai. Oh, Garnaitai. Garnaitai. They never met a devotee. So we should learn to follow up. What is the message? We should learn to follow up on our book distribution. Because people read our books, but many people don't understand our books because they're not hearing from a devotee explaining it to them. So for people to become mature in Krishna Bhakti, they should have devotees explaining Prabhupada's books. And this is the importance of our classes. That everyone should be a teacher. Prabhupada said, be the guru, Siksha guru of your neighborhood. I mean, you're not all from immediate area, I think. Some of you must travel some distance to come here. So in your neighborhood, have Bhakti Viksha group. 3-4 families come together. Such a nice program. Have a little kirtan. Read from Bhagavad Gita. Have prasadam. And this way, in grassroots level, Krishna consciousness can spread. And this is the opportunity available to any grihasta family. Because everybody wants what we have. Peace of mind, happy family life, children, obedient children. I mean, I'm astonished when I see some of these kids. Devotees send me clips of someone little kid. He's like he's like 3 years old, such fired up preacher. He's pointing his finger. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yatamam prabhadyante tam sadaiva bhajamyaham mamavartman. He's like shouting. 3 years old kid. Thinking, who is this kid? Who is this kid? Another boy is playing Mridanga. He can hardly reach the ends of the Mridanga, and he's playing like a pro, singing Gaur Arati, Nishinga Arati. Who are these children? This is the blessing of Grihastha Ashram. Every pure devotee has a mother and father. And those people go back to God in the strength of their children's bhakti. Yuva Maharaj, he's getting on the airplane going back to Vaikuntha. Wait a minute, my mother. So amazing children are coming to our families also. This is a great blessing that the Grihastha Ashram is providing to society. Is it troublesome? Yes. Srila Prabhupada was troublesome child. You know this story. He's in the market, bazaar with his father. He says, buy me a gun. I said, oh, buy. You don't need a gun. No, buy me a gun. So his father had to buy me. Then he said, buy me another one. Why you need another one? I have two hands. And he's like creating a whole scene. I'm very demanding. Hukum chalega. One Hasta Rika person looked at Prabhupada's hand and said, hukum chalega. Everyone will follow your order. And he did this. He'd organize Rath Yatra. All right, you make sabji, you make rice, you make puri, you make halava. You lead kirtan, you play mridanga, you play kartal, you pull the cart. He's organizing. And as a child, 5, 6-year-old child. And he said in his later life, it was a real Rath Yatra. It was a real Rath Yatra. Because Prabhupada had so much affection for this Rath Yatra Leela, which is an expression of topmost Madhurya Rasa. This Rath Yatra is not just a procession, but it's Krishna coming back to Vrindavan. Gopikas, cowherd boys, Mother Yashoda, Nanda Maharaj, they're crying, they're dying in separation from Krishna. And he's coming back. He's coming back. So Prabhupada loved this Rath Yatra. I saw one photograph of the Russian devotees. Russia is like covered in snow most of the year. So they had Jagannath, a big pugri like this, big sweater all wrapped up, and they're pulling Jagannath in the cart through 2 feet of snow, doing Rath Yatra in the snow with Jagannath. Because Prabhupada loved Rath Yatra. The Pandits are not happy with us for that. So in India, in Bharat, we do Rath Yatra on the correct day. Otherwise, we can do a procession anytime. We had a beautiful festival in Rohini last summer. They took Gornitai. Same thing, big cart, big procession, big kirtan, prasadam distribution. So Pandas are happy, Gornitai is happy, we're happy, everyone's happy. So this was our Srila Prabhupada. We simply desired to bless the world with Krishna consciousness. He came for that reason, just to bless the world with Krishna consciousness. Vrindavana Sina Hitavatara Prasida Radha Pranaya Pachara. He came from Goloka to this world. This was revealed. Anyone knows who Gita Sharaf is? Gita Sharaf. She's a very fortunate lady that donated the land upon which our most beautiful Krishna Balaram temple is standing. She had a conversation with my esteemed god sister, Devi Shakti Mataji. And she explained this conversation she had with Prabhupada. The Prabhupada told her that Krishna directly asked me in Goloka to come to the material world. And Prabhupada said, I told Krishna, I don't want to go. Who wants to go there? Krishna told Prabhupada in his Nitya Swarup, whatever that is, that I have service for you to do. I want you to translate these books and distribute these books. I will see to everything. And the rest is history. Prabhupada said, yes, I'll go. So he took birth in this world, but not like our birth, by karma. He took birth coming directly from Goloka to bring us back to that conception, to that place, to that relationship with Krishna. So count yourselves as very, very fortunate to have a relationship with such an astonishing personality as Srila Prabhupada. He was full of mercy in every way. There's a nice story. In New Vrindavan, in the early days, they're living very, very austere life. Farm community, growing their own vegetables and milking cows. I visited there, and breakfast means oat water. You take oatmeal, and instead of making it so you can pick it up, it's like water. It's called oat water and rice. This is breakfast. Plain rice, oat water, bus, and maybe one little piece of rasgulla. living very, very austere life. But on Sunday feast, big feast. Halwa, pakora, gulab jamun, everything. So devotees were eating so many gulab jamuns on a Sunday feast. And Kirtanananda said, this is Maya. Only 2 gulab jamuns, no more. Otherwise, it's sense gratification, it's Maya. So all devotees are very broken-hearted. Oh, no more gulab jamuns. Only 2. Only 2 gulab jamuns. So they made a presentation to Prabhupada. He happened to be there. Srila Prabhupada, Kirtananda Maharaj says, only 2 gulab jamuns is Sunday feast. Prabhupada said, you can eat as many as you like. But Kirtananda Maharaj, he can only eat 2. So Prabhupada was very diplomatic and full of love for his disciples. Never doubt your good fortune to be connected with Srila Prabhupada, with a personality like Srila Prabhupada, who's coming from Vrindavan, Goloka Vrindavan, to take us back. Anyone has any question or comment? Yes, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much for your very inspiring message in the morning. When you spoke about what the pastime was of Krishna's romantic affairs and how you brought it to Srila Prabhupada's books containing everything. So I had 2 questions. One was something you can inspire us to be more regular about reading Srila Prabhupada's books every day. And the other question was you spoke about children of devotee parents as being special in that they can also preach and they can just by their model they can inspire people. So my question was regarding education towards the children. When Prabhupada books, Prabhupada many places mentions that modern education being like slaughterhouses. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to have a very robust education system within the movement where either we have these schools or then we have Gurukula in one or two places. So, some opinion of yours?
Yeah, I'll speak the first thing. Reading means actually absorb it. I find myself, I'm reading, oftentimes my eyes are scanning the page. I'm reading, but my mind is somewhere else. As with our chanting, we have to focus with chanting and hear Krishna and remember Krishna and not allow our mind to deviate. When we're reading also, we should study deeply. Try and absorb and bring your mind. If you're reading Kaliya Damana Leela, bring your mind. See that Leela as you're reading it. You're not just reading it. It's not like a novel. Oh, I read that story. But see in your mind, Krishna is in the coils of Kaliya. He's jumping off the kadamba flower tree. There are no leaves on the tree. It's blessed by Garuda. He's falling into the Jamuna like something very big is coming into Jamuna. And Kaliya has him in his coils. And all the Brajbasis are standing on the edge of the Jamuna. And Mother Yashoda is being restrained by Balaram. My Lala! Krishna! She's like so anxiety. Krishna's in the coil. And we read it. Bring your mind to what is happening. Bring your mind to some philosophical point Prabhupada's making. Then reading becomes nectarian. One of my godbrothers approached one very senior sannyasi who had spent his whole life, 90 some years, reading Bhagavatam. And every time he finished Bhagavatam in the back of his book, he made a note of the date. Hundreds of times he read Bhagavatam. So we asked him, when you read Bhagavatam, do you see the Leela? He says, I see, I hear, I smell, I touch. This is reading. Sometimes we're reading, we're falling asleep. Our mind is wandering. The more we can focus and bring our mind to the moment, to be conscious, the more we'll derive benefit. Is that okay? About education. This is a controversial topic. Our record as a society in education is leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, I'm not an apologist for the faults of our society, especially in places like Vrindavan, Mayapur. There's abominable, inexcusable things happen. Parents' responsibility is to protect their children. So what to do, how to manage that? I don't have a solution to the problem. Some problems don't have immediate solution. Immediate responsibility of parents is to protect their children. And grihasta community is responsible for the education of their children. So if devotees, I know in Mayapur there's other devotees outside of the traditional Gurukula ashram, make arrangements to educate their own children, like small groups of 10, 15 children. This is a positive alternative. And the other thing is that education according to Vedic perspective isn't one size fits all. In Western educational system, everyone is expected to get a degree. And not everyone's meant for a degree. Many people will be fully satisfied, happy, productive members of society learning a trade. Be a goldsmith, I mean, there's so many different things people can do. Have a trade, have an electrician, a mystery, or business person. So many things. Be baniya, banik, make money. What is a person's nature? This is a consideration in varnashram, dharma, educational system. What is your topmost capacity? But in Western modern education, so-called modern education, so-called education, they just send these kids to college and they drink and they fornicate. They just have no principles. This is why Prabhupada called it slaughterhouse. And they force, they're being intentionally indoctrinated. And in the West, the most abominable things are presented to children in grade school level. And some Christian groups are reacting in a negative way. They're saying that enough, this is ridiculous. They're teaching children the most, I can't speak it in a mixed group of people. It's that bad. If I took what these children are exposed to and I try and give it to a child in the park, they'll arrest me for pornography or for soliciting a child. But they're teaching this in the Western schools. They're teaching them to behave like animals. Such a negative situation. They're intentionally turning them into animals whose only interest in life is eating, sleeping, mating, defending. So our educational system is in response to that. When we teach people the basics of how to read, some geography, how to write, mathematics, history, even history is changed. And because this is being recorded, there are many things I can't say about the history that are abominations about different religious groups here in India, where the history is covered up. What happened to the Hindu population here in Bharat Barsha, the birth of the land of Rama, land of Krishna. What happened to Bharatiya people at the hands of invaders? It's the blackest history in the world. They make a big deal about Holocaust. Jews, 6 million people. 18 million Hindus died in this country. And that is covered up in the history books in this country. Why? Secular government. We're truth speakers as far as possible. I have to be a little cautious. I'm a guest in your country, so I take that into consideration when I'm speaking in public. But there is a history that should be understood and should be taught. This is a necessity of having our own educational system, where it's actual education and not indoctrination. Teaching them what we want them to know. How are people becoming indoctrinated today in this Kali Yuga society? This mobile phone. Is there anyone here in this room who doesn't have a mobile phone? No? If there's one, my pranam to you. And it's brainwashing what the Mughals couldn't do in 800 years, what the British couldn't do in 400 years. This mobile phone has done in 20 years. What to wear, what to eat, moral values, who to vote for, what to think, what movies to watch, what clothes to wear, how to be cool, how to be popular, how to be successful, what is the standard of happiness in life, is broadcast every day, every moment through mobile phone. And movie industry especially. Like, who is the iconic hero in the movies? Is he a family man, a responsible father, a chaste husband, faithful to his wife, wearing tilak, going to mandir, loving his children, providing for his family? Is this the hero? Or is he a guy who hasn't shaved in 3 weeks? He smokes, he drinks alcohol, he has 10 girlfriends, he has a gun, and he rides a motorcycle. What does that do to a young man's brain? Like, he's the hero, he's the star of the show. All the girls love him. I want to be like him. This is intentional indoctrination, attack on our value system, our Bharatiya value system that we get from Veda. And the same thing is true for ladies. Who is the heroine? She's got 10 boyfriends. She shows her whole body to the world. She drinks, she smokes, and all the guys love her. What does that do to the mind of a young girl? Oh, I want to be like her. And you see this. Little girls, 5, 6 years old, with lipstick and little dresses, shaking their body like a big girl. You haven't even reached puberty yet, and you're acting like a big girl? What's wrong with you? Learn to be a child. Enjoy your childhood. And we're exposing children to the most obnoxious things in the name of education. Very troublesome. So people wonder why we want to educate our own children. For this reason. To educate them, not to indoctrinate them, not to plant the materialistic ideas of what is happiness in their brain. And to make Ram and Krishna a myth. They say Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas, it is mythology. Your life is mythology. Your life is a myth. This is the absolute truth. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. These are the words that came from Bhagavan's mouth. And you say it's mythology? What has happened to your country? What kind of Hindu are you? You reject your own philosophy, your own Shastra. You say it's mythology. Very unhappy situation in Kali Yuga. What is our methodology to counteract this? Is this building of temples? Such extraordinary temple you have here. 20, 30,000 people coming every day for darshan, taking prasadam, buying books, chanting Harinam. This is our response. So we should educate our children to take up where you leave off. They should be great devotees like all of you. And if they don't become devotees, that's a great loss. So love your children. This is real love. That they take up Krishna Bhakti. That I want to be like my father. I want to be like my mother, who were great devotees, who wore tilak and were initiated and wore kantimala and chanted the holy name. I want to be like them. You should be a role model, loving role model for your children. Because they're the future of this mandir. This mandir will be here after you and I are gone. Especially we've all become old men. My godbrothers are all leaving, left and right. It's the saddest thing. How long can we stay? So educate your children and isolate them from these things. Don't educate your children with a mobile phone. Don't entertain your children with a mobile phone. Because their brain will not develop properly. This is a scientific fact. That a child's brain does not develop properly if they are immersed in mobile phone. Someone sent me a video clip of a scientific study someone was doing. They're interviewing young teenage girls. They're like 6, 7 teenage girls. And they're asking them, How much time do you spend with your mobile phone? One girl says, oh, like 12 hours. Another girl says 8 hours, 6 hours, 10 hours. Previously, in academic circumstances, the topper, the person who excelled in education was respected. The person who was expert in sports was respected. They're popular, they're prominent. But now who is respected? The person with the most likes. And they said one of our friends committed suicide because of what people said about her on this some social media platform. It was so devastating her, she took her own life. Is this what we want our children to do? Think this over carefully. What kind of person do you want your children to grow? You want to grow up to be like Rama and Sita? Or you want them to grow up like Ravana? So monitor what information your children are allowed to absorb. This is parents' duty. Pitana sasya, jananina sasya. Don't become mother. Don't become father. Unless you can deliver them from the material world. This is parents' duty to protect their children. So how that plays out practically, I don't have a solution for you. I was never blessed with children, so I had stepchildren. I never had children on my own. So from one point of view, it's theoretical. But these are the principles, philosophical principles, the principles we live by. Protect your children. See that they become devotees. That they go back to Godhead. They follow you back to Godhead. And make whatever arrangement is necessary for that principle, to establish that principle. Is that okay? So you have the work cut out for you.
Based on your experience with your brothers and sisters who successfully raised children, are there some patterns or some do's and don'ts that you follow?
They had very strong family life. See, grihasta ashram is what you make it. We discussed in class, touched on this subject. Bhagavatam is always deep, dark well, andakupam. And you fall in that well, and you'll cry for help, but you'll never get out. Grihasta life is what you make it. If you completely ignore the principles of Shastra in your life, in any ashram, is a deep, dark well. But devotees that have very strong relationships, husband and wife, cooperative and loving relationship, because love exists in Krishna consciousness, not in the material world. Love means exploitation in the material world. They say, I love you. What do they want? Sense gratification. A man tells a woman, I love you. What does he really want? Sense gratification. He doesn't love you. He loves sex. He doesn't love you. There's no correlation between sex and love. Sex doesn't mean love. Love doesn't mean they're not related. Love means service. And grihasta ashram, there's love between husband and wife because they're serving Krishna. They want the interest of Krishna in mind. So in loving relationship between husband and wife and children, happy family, the children grow up very strong. This is the importance of mother's love. We see in America, these kids don't grow up properly because they don't even know who their father is, some of them. They say in some places in America, the most confusing day of the year is Father's Day. Like, who is my dad? Was it this guy? Was it that guy? This guy was your last name. So especially mother's love. If children don't grow up with mother's love, they grow up crooked. They don't grow up strong. Children grow up strong knowing my parents love me. They care for me. And love doesn't mean you give them anything they want. I mean, this is a whole discussion about child psychology and not within the scope of this class. But the principle is that parents should love their children. This is not Maya, to love your children. Sometimes devotees get in this weird mental concocted idea that loving your kids is Maya. It's attachment, Prabhu. Don't be attached. Is that what we do? Just have a baby? Okay, take care of yourself. I'm Krishna conscious. I'm detached. This is Maya. I'm not the father of this soul. I'm not the mother of this soul. Deal with it. No, this is Maya. Love means serve. We serve our children by educating them, by teaching them by what it is Krishna consciousness. This is real love. And devotees that show that in their families produce amazing children. Amazing children. There's a devotee, his name's Radhika Raman. He finished his PhD when he was 18 years old. He holds the chair at Utah State University in somewhere in Utah, Layton, Utah, I think. So we were spending time together. His wife was complaining to me. They have two beautiful sons. They're like little sadhus. Amazing kids. So she was saying, before I had kids, I used to go and sing kirtan. I used to cook for the deities. I used to do arati. Now I have these kids. I don't get any service anymore, Prabhu. He said, Mataji, these boys are your service. This is your only service. This is your most important service, to love your children and train them in Krishna consciousness. And when they're big, start a business if you want to make money. Start a career when you're children. No problem. Work with your husband, make a business. But while your children are young, your responsibility is to love your children and train your children. Because without mother's love, children grow up crooked. And love doesn't always mean just, kissy, kissy, kissy. But love means, hey, no nonsense. Both things. Whether Yashoda chased Krishna or stick right. Krishna is, the whole world is afraid of Krishna. Fear personified is afraid of Krishna. But Krishna was afraid of Mother Yashoda's stick. So stick should be there also. Never beat your children. Don't raise your hand against your children. And gents, never raise your hand against your wife. Ever. Disagreements are there. This is the material world. We fight. Grihasta ashram means there's disagreements also. We're not all on the same page. Never raise your hand against your wife. There's no excuse. In this atmosphere, children grow up very strong. And they'll be good devotees. Happy devotees. Productive devotees. Blessing to society. It's a big topic, so those are some points. No questions from Mataji's? Oh, Mataji's know everything. Just joking. Maaf karo. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for this inspiring session. You really touched upon the practical aspects, like how we can live a devotional life and can render devotional service in each and every aspect of our life, be it in any ashrama or be it at any state. You touched upon a beautiful aspect that we are actually, and I took it to myself and I considered it that I, me, and mine, that concept is always entering around the mind. And for the very minutest part of the day, it goes like this I, me, and my concept, the mind concept is the actual bondage. So, how often, what we can do at our side so that we can prolong that duration that we are in the concept that this I, me, and mine is a false concept. And this is the real goal of my material work.
Spiritual life is practical. Raja Vidya Raja Guyam Bhavitamitam Utam Pratyaksha Bhagamam Dhamyam Susukam Pratamim. It's Pratyaksha. What does Pratyaksha mean? Who knows what is Pratyaksha? Pratyaksha. Huh? What we experience, yes. Spiritual life is, this is the perfection of religion because it gives direct perception of the self by realization. It is joyful and everlastingly performed. Raja Vidya. Spiritual life is something we experience. But does the experience happen immediately? I took initiation, I shaved my head, I put on dhoti, sari. Now I'm self-realized. It's a process. And the more we dedicate ourselves to the process, the more we're able to cry out for mercy, the more we're able to cry for Krishna, the more we get realization. And that comes from service attitude also. We say, Atak Shri Krishna Namadi, Nabevat Grayam Indri, Sevan Mukhi Jivado, Swayameva Swaratana. Sevan Mukata, we get sporty, we get realization, concrete understanding, pratyaksha, the experience of Krishna Bhakti by service. Otherwise, if we're just making some noise with our mouth and pulling down beads, is this what it means to chant Krishna's name? We should have feeling for Krishna. And feeling comes by practice, by taking the process. But that doesn't come immediately. We say, Nama aparada yuktanam nama neva harantinam vishanti prayuktani nama karani cha. That means that we chant Nama aparad, at best Namavas. We're not chanting Shudranam. Otherwise, Shudranam means the tears come, body, hair is stand on end, throat is choked up. So because we're chanting Namavas, what is Namaparad? What is the solution? What is the remedy for Namaparad? Is Nam. There's no other remedy for aparad, Namaparad, except Nam. Except one aparad. What is that? Vaishnava aparad. If you offend a Vaishnava or Vaishnavi, you have to go to that person and bow down and beg forgiveness. Other aparads are remedied by constant chanting of the holy name. There's a nice prayer that pujaris make. Bhumaus kalita padanam bhumireva valambanam tvayi jata paradhanam tameva sharanam prabhu. It means if I'm walking on the ground and I trip and I fall on the ground, what other shelter do I have but the ground? If I want to walk, I have to walk on the ground. So in the same way, a devotee prays, even though I offend you, I'm a rascal, I'm a fool, I make offenses to you, I have no other shelter but you. So please accept me as your devotee. Aparadha sahasranam priyanti harni shamaya dasoham iti mammatva shamasva madhusudan. Oh Madhusudan, I make offenses to you day and night. But remembering me, thinking of me as your devotee, please excuse me. I have no other shelter. So with these feelings, we make progress in life. That we get spurti, we get realization, revelation, pratyaksha. Then what is the use, nonsense use of the conception, I, me, mine conception of life? We've even had this foolish conception for how many lifetimes? How many lifetimes? Jiv jago, Gaura Chandra Bole, Kota Nita Jao Maya Pishachirak. How long you sleep in the lap of the witch called Maya? How long? We think the lap of the witch is a very comfortable position. Very nice. Dhanam Janam Sundarim. Very nice. Mahaprabhu was saying, this is a lap of the witch called Maya. It's a witch. And she's kicking you in the face life after life after life. I mean mine, kicking your face over and over and over again. How will we wake up when we get to spurti, pratyaksha, revelation of what is our position? Think of it. Think how tiny we are. This one universe is 80 million miles in diameter. One universe. Millions and trillions of planets. And we're in one. There's a story. There's one devotee, I won't mention his name. He was the temple commander in our Los Angeles temple in the early days of ISKCON. It used to be the world headquarters of ISKCON, Los Angeles. And the devotees were becoming very upset with him because he was so bossy. He was shouting at devotees and screaming at them, and it came to Prabhupada's attention. So he called him into Prabhupada's room. So Prabhupada said, there are millions of universes in this one Brahmanda. And amongst those universes, there's one planet called Earth Planet. On this one planet, there's millions of cities and countries. In this one country, there's one city called Los Angeles. In this one city, there's millions of homes and buildings. In one building in this city of Los Angeles, there's one devotee who thinks he's very, very important. This is us. We think we're very, very important. But in my conception, I am the center. Everything is mine. It's all about me. We'll only perpetuate our repeated birth and death in the material world. We're tiny. Keshagra shatabhaga shatada kalpitasyata. When 10,000, you take the tip of your Keshagra, divide it 100 times. Take that 100th part, divide it 100 times. This is the soul, Jivatma. 2 angstroms in dimension. We think, yes, I'm very great. Just in Mumbai, how many people are in Mumbai? How many million people in Mumbai? Millions. You're just one of them. And we think, I'm the center. I'm thinking, I'm the center and I see all of you. You're thinking you're the center and you see all of us. We're all egocentric creatures. This is to be rejected. Real egoism means aham brahmasmi, and I'm part and parcel of Krishna. I'm spiritual in nature. I have nothing to do with this material world. I belong to Krishna. The devotee, the Mayavadis pray aham brahmasmi, right? I am Brahman. We pray aham tavasmi. I don't want to be you. I want to be yours. Please accept me as yours. You make this prayer. Tavasmi Radhika Nata Karmana Manasagina Krishna Kante Tavaivasmi Yuhameva Gatir Mama Sharanam Vam Prapanosmi Karuna Nikara Kuru Prasadam Kuru Dasyam Bo Mai Dushte Paradini. I'm yours. I'm fallen, wretched person. Please accept me as yours. Give me your service. Karmana Manasa Vacha. Let me serve you in body, mind, and words. This is real egoism, spiritual egoism. You can't, people say you have to give up, subdue your ego. You have to give up ego. You can't leave ego. Ego is the symptom of life, our existence. You can't reject ego. We have to purify ego. Aham tavasmi, I'm yours. Please accept me as yours. Accept me as your devotee. Not think I'm a big, I mean, after all, I was initiated 10 years ago. Or after, I'm a Prabhupada disciple. Do Dandavat. I'm a Prabhupada disciple. Who are we? We're insignificant creatures. The more we can exemplify that in our behavior, in our outlook on life, the happier we become. Why do we suffer? Because of attachment. If you are attached to the particular idea of yourself and someone contradicts that idea, how dare you? How dare you say that about me? But if you think, I'm just a fool or rascal, and someone chastises you, tell me more. You're stupid. Yes, I'm stupid. Tell me what else. You're ugly. Yes, I'm very ugly. What else? Tell me more. There's no fight. But if someone says something to you, someone does something to you, someone doesn't give you the respect you expect, then you become offended. How dare you? You've offended me. I'm a Vaishnava. You've committed Vaishnava Prad. There's a nice story. My godbrother, Bibi Govinda Maharaj. At this time in our ISKCON society, there was a very unhappy relationship between one of Srila Prabhupada's godbrothers, and ISKCON. Srila Prabhupada had already left this world. And this devotee, Bibi Govinda Maharaj, at the time Ayodhyapati Prabhu, Das Brahmachari, went to Srila Prabhupada's beloved godbrother, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj, who Prabhupada loves. He invited him. You become co-acharya of ISKCON at one time. So he thought this nasty backbiting back and forth was going on. Let me go to this devotee and beg if I'd done any kind of offense. So he went there. This in the last days, last weeks of this exalted sannyasi's life. So his servant said, he's not talking to anybody, you can't see him. But somehow or other he convinced him, give me 5 minutes. So he went in to this devotee's room and he said, Maharaj, you're the beloved associate of my Guru Maharaj, prominent sannyasi, lifetime sannyasi, prominent preacher in all of Gaudiya Math. If I've ever done anything to offend you by my madi, by my words, by my speech, you please forgive me because you're great Parama Vaishnava. Bhakti Raksha Sridhar Maharaj said, I'm not a Vaishnava. How can you offend me? I'm not a Vaishnava. I pray every day to the cows and dogs and pigs of the Dham that they may bless me to become a Vaishnava, but still they have not blessed me. I've not become a Vaishnava. So how can you offend me? This is a Vaishnava. And we think I'm a Vaishnava and you've made Vaishnava Prad. Why? I, me, mine. Bodily conception of life. I am the center of the universe. Ishwaroham Ambhogi. So we reject. This is a process. And we get realization by adopting the process. We can understand our position by adopting the process. And it works. And it works. It's very powerful. Bhakti is very, very powerful. Nothing more powerful. Mayavadi is saying, oh, jnana is everything. What does Krishna say? Jnanava mam prapadyate. If you understand jnana, you're actually jnanavan. What do? Mam prapadyate, you surrender to Krishna. And they say that bhakti, this is very good for children and old people. Makanchor, Giriraj, it's all very cute. This is topmost thing. Krishna Lila, topmost thing to understand. Not jnana. Jnana is nothing. Jnana is like a knife. If you want to cut a mango, you bite it with your teeth. Best thing, you take a knife, you peel it nicely, cut in pieces. You don't eat the knife, you eat the mango. The knife is a means to an end. It helps us eat the mango, but you don't eat the knife. So jnana is helpful to us. Jnanavamam prapadyate. We surrender to Krishna when we become jnanavam. But jnana in itself is nothing. It's not the knife. It's the fruit. The fruit is what we're interested in. Bhakti is the highest conception, the highest achievement in life is bhakti. And by bhakti, Vasudevi Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayatya Shubhairagyam Jnanam Shayad Haitukam. We develop all understanding, knowledge, and renunciation by serving the Lord. Everything comes from service in bhakti. But it's a process, and you have to be patient. We have to be patient to develop detachment, vairagyam, from this false idea of I, me, and mine. ठीक है? Or kuch? Mataji, can you speak up, please? Very nice question. Thank you very much. This is the importance of dressing as Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Wear your tilak and the kantimala. They'll see your kantimala tilak. Oh, Hare Krishna, ISKCON, no? Yes, ISKCON. We should be, some things in life we should not be proud of. We should be proud of this thing. To be initiated in ISKCON, to be a follower of ISKCON, to represent ISKCON. So when we're in the public, we should also dress nicely. Because when I go to the airport, I always make a point to try and dress as nicely as possible. Because people are looking, oh, this guy. If you go, your kurta's full of turmeric stains, and you haven't washed it for a week, your dhoti has holes in it, and your sari is torn. And who are these ISKCON people? We should be Pakka Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis. And when we meet people who say, oh, you're ISKCON, this tilak, you must be ISKCON, this kantimala. Yes. So discuss with people as much as they're able to understand. Not everyone has sukriti for bhakti. And Upadeshamrita gives us the guidelines. Prema maitri kripopeksha. For Lord, we want to develop love. With Vaishnavas, initiated devotees, aspiring initiates, Maitri, we want to develop friendly relationships. For Balish, for innocent people, we give good instruction. But for envious people, upeksha. Don't waste time arguing with people that simply have they only want to disturb your mind. Because as our society makes more and more progress, more and more envious people will come out. Guaranteed. This is the history of the universe. Deva Asura. As we become more and more influential. I mean, if it was a trivial thing, if ISKCON is just some gathering of few sadhus, who would care? There's other institutions. No one's heard of them. This temple, 30,000 people coming in a day to one temple. Your ISKCON, 300 million books distributed. In Delhi, I spent most of my time in Delhi. There's 15 big temples, big, beautiful marble temples. ISKCON is a trivial affair, some small thing. As we become more and more influential, Narendra Modi came to West Bengal. He's going, Gauranga! Oh, who is it? Everyone's going, Gauranga! He's coming to our temples. He's acknowledging our contribution to society in this beautiful country, Bharat. As we become more and more influential, more people will oppose us. Guaranteed. Mark my words. Guaranteed. So we should have the philosophical understanding to answer their questions, to answer their challenge. I mean, they want to label ISKCON as some Western quasi-neo-Hindu group. This is your culture. This is your Bhagavad Gita, your Srimad Bhagavatam. What kind of Hindu are you? You call yourself Hindu? Do you accept Bhagavad Gita? Then quote Bhagavad Gita. This is the essential practice that we should all learn our Shastra. Achar and Prachar. We should show good examples to society, and we should teach. This is our family business. So when you meet people, teach them according to their capacity to understand. If someone wants to argue, we have many arguments. But if they're simply argumentative and don't want to listen to you, what is the use? Srila Jiva Goswami said three things. There's, I'm forgetting now. Anyway, he said there's three types of discussion. One is where you're not trying to convince them, they're not trying to convince you, you're trying to conjointly understand what is true. We can have this discussion all day long with anyone. Another discussion means where they're not hearing you, they're just listening to your argument to find the fault, the defect in your argument, so they can defeat you in argument. And the other argument is tamasic type argument, name calling, shouting, insulting. We have nothing to do. What is it? Why agitate your brain talking to someone who simply wants to drag you down? If they want to hear, if they have genuine interest, We can talk to a person like that all day long. So dress like a Vaishnavi. Bring honor to the society. Represent, because you're representing our parampara. In that situation, you're the link to the parampara. Am I right? You are the link when you're talking to someone. You're representing Vyasadeva. You're representing Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Prabhupada, your Guru Maharaj. Be mindful. So be a good representative of our parampara. But don't waste time with people who simply want to drag you down, agitate your mind, and find fault with you. Unless it's a public venue. If someone, just like there's a story, Prabhupada was giving Sunday feast lecture or something like that. So he asked for questions. One man stands up, starts saying how I am God. There's 200, 300 people sitting there. He's standing up, talking about how he's God. Prabhupada didn't say a word. He's like a tiger, ready to pounce. Some man standing there. He talked about 15, 20 seconds, and he's standing there. He ran out of things to say. Prabhupada said, "Sit down, you are a dog." Everyone clapped. With a few words, Prabhupada simply smashed him. Such power in Prabhupada's words. So if it's public, someone's making some philosophical point that contradicts the conclusion of our Shastra in public venue, we have many things to say to them to protect our Shastra, to protect our Siddhanta. But one-on-one, if there's simply argument, don't waste time with Christians, Muslims, atheists, so-called Hindus, Smartas. So many people object to our ISKCON society. They object to God, what to speak of our society. They criticize Krishna, what to speak of you and me. But we should have an answer for them. And it's up to them whether they're able to accept or not. Okay? As your daughter? Yes? Son? So give him all your love, Mataji. He'll be a great devotee when he grows up. He'll always remember you as a great Vaishnavi. Anything else? Oh yeah. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you today. It's a great blessing to see all of you. The fruits of Srila Prabhupada's preaching all over the world. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Rantaraj Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Nitai, Nitai Gaur.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for your valuable time.
Thank you.
Sharing us with your valuable It was pure nectar and course as well as very practical. So very thankful to you. We extend an invitation to you to please come again.
I'll come whenever you invite me. I'm your servant. Dasos me.
So let's thank Prabhuji. He's actually not feeling well. He's got a cold. He was supposed to visit a doctor right now. But he agreed to come here and give class. And all of you look very inspired by what you heard. You can also go to ISKCON Jew's YouTube channel and hear today morning's Bhagavatam class which Prabhuji gave. That was also very powerful. Had a very good in the end interaction between him and Shruti Prabhu. We watched that and let us express our gratitude to Sarvadrik Prabhu for enlightening us by once very enthusiastically from the heart chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra for him. Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada's ISKCON ki jai. Hare. Thank you. Oh yes, I'm wired.